Hello, namaskar, and a very good afternoon to all the viewers watching our sessions out there. This is Simran Singh, and you can connect with us through different mediums. Well, you are watching this particular session on PMeVIDYA channel number 7. You can also connect with us through our YouTube channel that you all know. It is NCRT Official. So, for another half an hour, we have a session of English for all class 7th students. And you must be willing to know what are we going to discuss in today's session of English. Well, it's all about describing words, or it is also known by the name adjectives. And gaining more insights into the conversation, we also have with us our expert in the studio. So allow me to introduce you with our today's guest for English session. She is Mrs. Meenu Gupta, madam. Namaskar.
Good afternoon. Namaskar.
Good afternoon. बहुत स्वागत आपका इस सत्र में. A very warm welcome in the conversation.
Thank
she
you.
is currently serving as mentor teacher from Directorate of Education, Delhi. So in this live interactive session, if you have any of the queries, then feel free to write down to us in the comment section of NCRT Official. Besides, here is a contact number that is flashing on your screens. You can also give us a call at 8800440559, and a specific mail ID for class 7th students is again flashing on your screens. It is dth.class7@cret.nic.in. So let's begin this conversation on adjectives. So in the first place, ma'am, I would request you to please apprise our viewers more about what adjectives actually are.
See, adjectives is just a complicated name for the words that help us describe things. We all know about nouns and pronouns. So we'll just begin with the same slide. We'll work from where we already know, that is noun and pronouns, and then we'll move on how to elaborate or how to know more about those nouns or pronouns themselves. So those words that help us know more about those nouns or pronouns are known as adjectives or the describing words.
All right.
So moving ahead, let's just begin with it for the PPT. As you can see on your screen, we have 3 sentences. So in the sentence, I'll just read the sentence and you can help us identify the noun, because noun is the first thing we start with when we talk about English grammar.
Okay.
So Simran, will you help me with it? I am a good girl. So the noun in this sentence would be
Girl.
girl. For the second sentence, he is a tall boy.
Boy.
Boy. I have a new pencil.
Pencil.
Exactly. Great. So as we can just recall, nouns are nothing but the names of name, place, animals or things, or sometimes even feelings, but that would come at a later stage. So when we start with nouns in the lower classes, we talk about nouns as the name of place, animal, thing or a person. So here we have 3 nouns: girl, boy and pencil. Now if we look at the same sentences, there are pronouns also. What are pronouns? Pronouns are the words that are used in place of noun. So can you identify some pronoun in the sentence?
Yeah, in the first sentence it's I.
Yes.
Second one would be he.
Great.
And the last is I again.
Perfect. So we can identify pronouns also. Now, if I want to know more about these nouns or pronouns, so I'll need to add a few words to the sentence.
Okay.
So those words would be describing words. Very
easy.
simple. So yes, let's move on.
Okay.
So using the same sentences so that it's easier. So we have the noun, I am a good girl. So girl was the noun. So what kind of girl I am?
Good.
Good. So this word good helps me describe the girl.
Yes.
So this would be a describing word or an adjective. Similarly, in the next sentence, he is a tall boy. So how's the boy? The
Tall.
boy is tall. Yes. So the tall would be an adjective or a describing word. For the next sentence, I have a new pencil. So what kind of a pencil do I have?
It's new.
It's new. So again, new would be the describing word or the adjective. So these 3 words, good, tall and new, these are adjectives or the describing words as they are called. So let us try some more examples or practice more. So we have a small paragraph in front of us on the screen I'll read the paragraph twice. Listen very carefully and just help identify the describing words.
Okay.
So, I went to the park. It was a sunny day. There, I saw tall trees, yellow flowers, and colorful butterflies. I saw an old woman. She was wearing a blue sari. She was looking beautiful. I played with my friends for 2 hours.
Okay.
So I have read the paragraph once. I'll read it once more. What you have to do is just to identify the describing words. And don't worry, we'll do it again if we are not able to complete it. I went to the park. It was a sunny day. There I saw tall trees, yellow flowers, and colorful butterflies. I saw an old woman. She was wearing a blue sari. She was looking beautiful. I played with my friends for 2 hours. So now Simran,
Yes.
can you tell me a few describing words?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I am super excited.
Now she is.
So, just as you informed that they are the describing words or the adjectives that tell us, for example, the quality of a noun.
Yes.
So, sunny.
Great.
That was already in the example. Next one would be tall,
Very good.
yellow,
Perfect.
colorful,
Excellent.
old,
Fantastic.
blue,
Great.
and beautiful.
Great. So, she has identified a few adjectives. Now, let us check what you have done. So, as we see, the words in the blue are all nouns because we already know the nouns. So, how do we work? How do we find the adjectives? First, we identify our nouns or pronouns. So, all these blue ones are the nouns, and then we see which are the words that help us know more about that noun. So, sunny, tall, yellow, colorful, old, blue, beautiful, and two also, because two is an adjective of number. It tells about the number of hours we played. So, two is also an adjective. So, I hope you all have checked and you have done correctly. If not, you can just again go through this slide and then recheck what you have missed. Now, let's go ahead. So, as a definition, the words that describe a noun, that is a person, place or thing, or a pronoun, are known as adjectives. Can you give me one more example? Can you try, Simran?
Okay, any sentence? Anything?
Any sentence.
So, I would say Simran is a nice girl.
Great.
So, nice has to be the adjective in there.
Excellent. So, we all use describing words or adjectives when we talk in our daily life. So, we just have to know, it's just a definition, we have to know that which the words that describe a noun or a pronoun is known as an adjective. So, let's go ahead. So, I have a few nouns here. So, can we try and add some adjectives? Trees.
So, should I try, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Okay, this first one could be tall trees.
Great.
Second is beautiful flowers. Then young woman,
Yes.
pink sari,
Great.
5 hours.
Perfect. And there is no set in such type of blanks if you have in your examination also. So, there is no right or wrong answer. You can use any kind of adjective. There could be big tree, tall tree, like a thick tree or a blooming tree. So, there are words that you have read in your poems, in your chapters. You can use any of those words that help you to describe any tree you have seen, and that is an adjective. Similarly, the flowers, yellow, blue, red, pink, any kind of a color. Then it could be a beautiful flower, it could be a blooming flower, it could be a nice flower, it could be a pretty flower, any word. Similarly, woman, she could be a tall woman, she could be a little woman, she could be a short one, she could be even a fat or a thin like me. So, any kind of a word that you help to describe the woman would be an adjective. Similarly, sari, I have a yellow sari, or it would be someone with a printed sari if there is a print on that, or it could be a light sari, it could be a heavy sari. Any word that help you describe the sari would be an adjective.
And with regard to that, I have a curious question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, for a single noun, could we use more than one adjective?
Yes, we'll do. At a later stage, we can use more than one adjective for a single noun, but in those cases, if we have to see the requirement.
Okay.
Suppose I am writing a paragraph, then usually I use more than one adjective for a noun. But if there is a one blank that is given for your examination, then one adjective is more than enough for scoring. So let's practice something more. So what can you see on the screen?
Apple.
Yes. So it is
An apple.
an apple.
It is a red apple.
Red apple. So red is a color. So red is what? An adjective. So it's a dash and dash apple. So we have red already. So it's a red
Juicy apple.
juicy apple, or a tasty apple, or sweet apple. So something that helps you
Sour
describe the
apple,
taste.
Yummy
Yes.
apple.
Yummy apple. Perfect. So anything else you can add? Now you have 3 blanks.
Okay. It is red,
Yes.
healthy,
Yes.
and tasty apple.
Yes. Okay. She has given us red, tasty and healthy as 3 adjectives. Now what we have to take care is when we use more than one adjective, you have to use the adjectives alphabetically and from the shorter adjective to a longer adjective. That is why unless and until asked, we avoid using more than one adjective.
Okay.
So, if I am using 3 words, red, juicy and healthy, then I would go red first, juicy second and a healthy word as the third adjective. So, we go in a sequence from shorter to a longer adjective and from in an alphabetical order, so that it's easier for the one who is reading to understand.
So if we have to identify between red, tasty and healthy, so after red, which one would come?
Tasty, because it's a shorter one,
Okay.
and then the longer one come at the later stage.
So we'll put the alphabetical series on the back seat.
Yes, we'll put the alphabetical on the back seat. Then we'll use from the shorter to the longer one.
Okay.
So that is why unless and until asked, we usually use 1 or 2 adjectives only. So let's practice some more. Okay, what can you see on the screen?
Banana.
Yes, so it's a banana. Everybody has seen a banana. Now we learn something more about the banana.
Yellow.
It's a yellow banana. Okay, it is a,
Yellow tasty banana.
okay, it's a yellow and a tasty banana. Or have you eaten a banana, Simran?
Yes, I had.
So how does it taste? It's a sweet or a sour?
At times it's sweet. It has to be sweet.
It has to be sweet. Usually a ripe banana is a sweeter one. So it's a
Yellow. Okay, no. Yellow will go behind.
Yes.
It's a yummy, yellow and healthy banana.
and healthy banana. So this is how we go about writing the adjectives. So now we have a few adjectives in the help box. So now comes the hard work. So I'll give you a picture and you have to use these words to describe the pictures that is given in the table.
Okay.
But there is a twist. So you have to do 2 things. First, you have to write the name of the person or an object itself. That is, you have to write the name of the noun also. And then you have to write the name of, or you have to find the adjective that is best suited for that particular noun.
Okay.
So can you read the adjectives?
Okay, so we have few adjectives over here. Hot, tasty,
Yes.
cold,
Perfect.
young, old, rushing, strong, soft.
So can you guess what kind of pictures would there be for the hot? Something, what is hot?
Coffee, tea.
Tea, coffee, milk.
Yes.
or the day itself in the summers. Delhi is very hot.
Hot.
Yes. Tasty.
Apple. Any cuisine. Tasty. Or it could be, it has to be some sweet.
Okay, she finds the sweets tasty. I'll find probably the Chinese cuisine tasty. So anything you like, whatever your favorite food is, that's tasty for you. Cold. What's cold?
Weather.
Weather. Winters are coming, so it will be very cold. Okay.
Okay, tea and coffee when served cold.
Okay. We have iced tea. We have iced coffee. Anything else?
Okay, then cold has to be. Should I say he's a cold person?
Yes, we can talk about people also. So your nature can also be cold. Young.
Okay, young woman, young
Great.
man,
Young children.
young children.
Young boy, girl. Okay. Then even the people who are less in age are known as the young ones.
Yes.
Old.
Old, obviously, children would not be old. So it has to be some men, women.
Yes, people.
Parents.
Your grandparents could be old. Your relatives could be old. Then rushing. What is rushing?
For that, I need to confirm the meaning. Is it like something fast?
Yes, it could be something that's running fast.
Okay. Rushing boy, rushing girl.
Or usually rushing is used with the movement of water.
Okay.
So rushing is a word. There are adjectives that you can use anywhere. Like the earlier ones we have talked about: hot, tasty, cold, young, old. But there are a few adjectives that are very particular in meaning. So we might not be able to use it everywhere. Like rushing is either with the river, that is a movement of the water, or even when you are getting late for
Rushing for the school.
Yes, rushing for the school, rushing for the meeting. Like in the morning, the father is like rushing and mother is after. Take this, have your food. So that's rushing. Then strong.
Chair. Table.
Chair, furniture.
Also a person.
Yes. And then soft. So soft could be your bed, your cushion, your soft
Blankets.
toys, your blankets. Anything can be soft. So we have talked about all the adjectives now, and we have understood the meaning of each of those adjectives. Now let's move on to the picture. So we have, what can you see in the first picture?
Maybe an old person.
Yes.
I'm not able to identify. It's a
So it's a man.
female or a
man.
Man. Okay.
So it's
Old
a man. There's a beard. So it's a man. So what kind of adjective can be used with a man?
Old.
Great. Or
No, maybe he's working.
but like old person, usually they walk very slow. So we can't actually understand what the action is. So we can say an old man. So next, what you can see on the screen?
Is it a piece of clothing?
No, it's a piece of cake.
Okay. So it also resembles to the something like a frock.
Yes, it also resembles a frog for a small kid.
Yeah.
Or it's a cake. So
Yummy, tasty,
Yes.
delicious, pink,
So we already have in the help box.
tasty.
Tasty, yes. So we have a tasty cake. For the river, I have already written a rushing river, because the water from the river, when it comes from the mountain, it's very fast, so it's called a rushing river. Next you can see
Hot tea.
Yes, a hot tea, great. Or it could be coffee also, anything you like. So there could be anything in that cup. Next you can see a tree. So for the object we can write the tree. So what kind of a tree it could be?
It could be a strong tea.
Yes, it could be a
Strong
strong
tree.
tree. Next is a
Ice cream.
ice cream,
Tasty.
tasty. Or
Cold.
cold, great. So you can see you can use a couple of adjectives for the same noun as per your requirement. Next you can see a
Young child.
young child, great. So we can use a young child. Next we can see some toys.
So they are soft toys.
Yes, they are soft toys, or they could be colorful toys, any depending on the adjective that is available with you. So let us repeat. We have an old person, a yummy cake, rushing river, hot tea, strong tree, cold ice cream, young boy, and soft toys.
Ma'am, could we also use the adjective old or young with the tree?
Yes, we can, but exactly from the picture, we can't tell whether the tree is young or old, because there are some trees that actually live for 200 years. So, the age of the tree can only be like, we can find out the age only through specific scientific processes like carbon dating that the students will learn in their science class. So, for young tree and old tree, it's not very easy to decide. But you can, in case of emergency, that is something you can use.
Okay.
So let's move ahead.
Yes.
So this is a small game. So how do we practice adjectives in our class? Because sometimes we need practice. English is all about practice. So what you can do in your lunch time or in your play time, in your like PT period, you can play this adjective game with your friends in the classroom itself. So you should have a small ball or something, or you can even make a paper ball, and what you have to do is you just form a circle in the class, and then you start by stating your name, like my name is Meenu, and you state one adjective with it to describe yourself that begins with the same letter.
Okay.
In the beginning you can use others also, but gradually as you play, use adjectives from the same letter, like my name is Meenu and I am magical. So the word magical would be an
Adjective for
adjective.
Meenu.
Or you can have fun and say my name is Meenu and I am mad. So mad can also be an adjective. So we are using the adjective that begins with the same letter M. So what the next person will do? I have started the game. So what will Simran do is, she'll repeat what I said. So she'll repeat.
Okay, so my name is Simran and I am sweet.
No, but here's the twist. She has to say her name is Meenu and she is mad, and then she'll talk about herself
Okay.
and say.
Okay, her name is Meenu and she is magical. My name is Simran and I am strong.
Yes. So this is a game that you can play in your classroom or in your free period, and it will give you a lot of practice with the adjective words and help you improve your vocabulary. Because knowing more about adjectives will help you improve your vocabulary immensely. Okay, it will add on to your vocabulary bank. You will know how to use the language, you can know how to use words in a sentence. So I think you can practice. Do you want to like practice more, Simran, or should
Of course, we still have around 4 to 5 minutes in the conversation. We can still try and practice some
So
other
I'll
areas.
start. This is how we go. My name is Meenu and I am mad.
Okay, her name is Meenu and I don't want to say this. Her name is Meenu. As she said, she is mad.
Yes.
My name is Simran and I am sweet.
So this is how you can continue the game in the whole circle, and each child will get to repeat a few adjectives. So we'll know a lot about a lot of adjectives at the same time.
Ma'am, often we have heard and also through the understanding that I can form around adjectives, they are used to accessorize a sentence
Yes.
or a noun. So why do we say that it acts as an ornament?
It's basically helps you to add quality to the noun. Basically, it helps you to know about the quality of the
Yes.
noun. So qualities are like ornaments. Basically, qualities actually accessorize you. If you're a good person, if you're a polite person, so it will tell you what kind of a person you are. So it will add on to the value of you, like your value. So that is why it is called that, it is used as an ornamental value.
And for instance, if I am reading a story,
Yes.
and a character is being formed that is not there on the screen,
Yes.
but I am reading something. So it was a dark night, all filled with the stars. It was a starry glaze, and the light coming from white clouds. And that is how I think without the adjectives, we are not able to form the entire scene.
Because when you read the picture, there are two things that are happening at the same time. You are reading the story, and in your mind, you are creating a picture. How is it looking?
Yes.
So when I say it's night, you say, okay, it's night. But when I say it's a dark night, then suddenly you can imagine like it's very dark. Then there are stars, there are clouds. The clouds are white, the stars are shining. So it helps you visualize and create a mental picture of the whole scenario that you are reading. So there are two things that are going on at the same time. So that is why it is always important to use the right adjective, because it helps us understand what the writer was thinking when he was writing the story.
And at the same time, we should also ensure, like I have studied in my classes, that we don't make a chaos out of a sentence using unnecessary words and unnecessary adjectives when it's not required in there.
Yes, and that's why we always say a good writing, you don't have to use a lot of words in the same sentence.
Yes.
You use smaller sentences. Don't go, I am good and beautiful and polite and this and this. So we have to use a few words that make sense and use a smaller sentence so that it creates an impact on the reader.
All right.
So one thing I would like to, like this on the screen, you can see a small story. This could be your homework. This is a small story. You can just take a screenshot of the story and then you can just find out the adjectives in this story. Another thing I would like to add on to the adjectives, understanding of adjectives, is that adjectives vary from person to person and object to object.
Yes.
Like Rekha is a tall girl, but there could be a few girls who are taller.
Yes.
So adjectives may vary from person to person. So these are called degrees of adjectives. Like Rekha is a tall girl, but Shaheen is taller and Daisy is the tallest. So you can see the same word, same adjective being used in three different forms. Tall, taller,
And
tallest. So these words are called degree of adjectives. So tall is the adjective. We are adding ER or EST to change the degree of the adjective. So when we compare two things, we use ER. Jerry, the mouse, is smaller than Tom the cat. We all have seen Tom and Jerry. Similarly, if we compare more than two objects, we use EST to tell the highest degree. So these are called some degrees of adjective. This is just for reference. If you read and you think, ma'am hasn't told us, she just told us the one word. So ER and EST are just forms of the same adjective.
Especially when we are comparing, then we are using the comparative and superlative degrees.
Yes. So only for comparison. If there are two things, ER, and if there are more than two things, EST.
All right. So thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us in the conversation and developing our understanding, I should say, a clear understanding of what adjectives are. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So thank you to all the viewers who have connected with NCERT for this particular interaction. Stay connected. We have a lot of sessions for all of you. So keep watching PM eVidya channels. Namaskar.